Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. How is everybody for this Monday evening? Happy Monday. Hey to all you guys over here on Instagram and all you guys that are joining on Facebook. Gonna put up the QR code to support the stream. So if you'd like to throw a couple of dollars, maybe $5, whatever, for equipment costs and streaming costs, scan that QR code and we'll all be good. Today is April the 3rd, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day today. Let's see who else on this. Okay, it was a beautiful, beautiful day, sunny, 70-ish. Not too bad for spring in KY. Speaking KY, hey to KYGS Rider over here on Instagram and Capture House on Instagram. Good to see you guys tonight. I've got a lot of really cool things to show you for the dream show this evening. We're gonna start off with this. These will be books that are on my Amazon shop, and they are my suggested reading material. And anybody who takes a course from me or gets a reading from me, some of these books are the ones that I suggest, and so they're all on my Amazon shop link. The QR code will take you to the link for that on the Amazon shop. Anyway, yes, I do get maybe 10 cents off of purchase. Woo! 10 cents is 10 cents, and these days you take every little penny you can and run with it. So the dreams that were sent in tonight were from clients and fans that wanted their dreams interpreted. I try to do these shows once a month, depending on how many people message me and send their dreams in for an anonymous interpretation. The interpretations are always anonymous and they're always done on the show. And so, their anonymity is always provided for. So this is the April Dream Show. We're also going to go into a little bit about kind of how you dream, because when you're dreaming, that's a direct link to the subconscious, and the subconscious is trying to tell you, hey, this is what the problems are for the week. This is what, the information I have filtered. You may not know or be aware about this, and so I'm going to present it to you in a dream, because your subconscious knows way more than the conscious mind. And so it's, super important to do dream recall, I think, to get at the bottom of problems in life, but also to figure out what the subconscious is trying to tell you. And that's kind of why we do these shows, is so that you can get a little bit better at interpreting your own dreams. If you kind of watch me walk through an interpretation of somebody else's dream, that gives you a little bit better idea of how to do this yourself for your own dreams. And this is the book that I always suggest that people get to help them communicate with, loved ones who have passed on, but also with their own subconscious. Because this small book right here, it's not just an encyclopedia. There are a lot of dream encyclopedias that say this means this and this means this, and it may not necessarily be true for your dream. And I've been looking up a lot of interpretations for my own dreams, and kind of I'm looking at the interpretation that the dictionary has in it and going, that just doesn't fit, or it doesn't resonate with me. Well, this little book right here sort of teaches you how to interpret symbology, given your kind of socioeconomic upbringing and knowledge, and how you relate to symbols, and kind of interpreting them in the context of the dream, which is sort of what we're doing here tonight, is showing you how to interpret within the context of the dream. And that's always the best way, and I think the way that resonates with the truth of what the subconscious is trying to tell you. So this little book is not very expensive, and it does have a little dictionary in the back, but more importantly, I think, is the way that it teaches you how to relate to symbology and how to look at the symbology within the whole information of the dream given. And then, when I talk to my clients about dream recall and how beneficial it would be to do dream recall, a lot of them will say, well, I remember my dreams when I wake up. Well, that you're only getting a microscopic amount. And we're going to discuss why after we do the dream interpretations. So let me put up another QR code for you on lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is one of the best techniques used to take control of your dreams and to navigate your dreams. And it really helps you not only in sleep, but it helps you to formulate that in life. It helps you to be more proactive about taking care of things and taking care of problems. So lucid dreaming is a really good book to have. So let's go over the two dreams that were sent in. So the first dream was sent in by a female, older female, and she says, my husband and I were living in a rental house for the winter. Now, winter kind of relates. What I'll do is I'll read through it and then I'll go back and show you how I interpret it. So my husband and I were in a rental house for the winter. He was in a bedroom asleep. I was watching TV in the living room. The power kept going off for a second and coming back on. Oh, you can tell it's spring. Sorry about that. Spring in Kentucky is full of blossoms and pollen. So the power kept going off for a second and coming back on. I couldn't understand why. My husband came into the living room and we were talking. A man we knew, but I'm not sure how we knew him, comes in the front door and proceeds to tell us about horrible things that have happened in the house we were staying in. And it included murders. We were shocked and asked, in this house? In disbelief. The man left and it dawned on us that he must be the murderer to know what he knew. Then the man came back and started acting suspicious, and I hit him with my hand, but it did no good. Then I grabbed a big brass lamp and repeatedly hit him, but he just kept fighting. I became frustrated because my husband was not helping me to fight this man. I woke up as I continued to fight and wondered why my husband wasn't helping me. Okay, so let's see how I interpret this. The first thing is they're in a rental house, which means it's a temporary place. So to me, that means this is a temporary situation. Now, the husband is in the bedroom asleep. And to me, that means he has an unaware consciousness. And she is watching TV in the living room, which to me means she has an unaware consciousness. The power kept going off and coming back on. Now, power surges and those kind of things have always been connected to spiritual activity. In a lot of the haunted house stuff that you see on video and TV, when the activity starts, they'll always have the lights going on and off. So it's sort of a classical reference to spiritual activity about to start. Okay, so the husband comes into the living room and they begin talking to a man that they feel like they know. Okay, this is important because the person who they feel like they know is delivering a message that they needed to be aware of what happened in the house that they're staying in. So I feel like at this point, the person presents as sort of a spirit guide to clue them into There are things around you that you're not aware of in sort of a protective way. Now he leaves, okay? And they're in disbelief because they are both unaware that things have happened there. So we get into this awareness and this unawareness again. Okay, now the guy comes back in and starts acting suspicious. So I feel like that this is a different spirit, although it is in the cloak of the person that they were previously talking to. And, a lot of demonic entities will do that. They, will cloak themselves in the form of a child or the form of somebody that has presented before in a position of trust. And so, he's acting suspicious though, and she can see through this, guys. And so she is hitting him and grabbing the lamp and hitting him with that and fighting. And she develops this frustration because the husband is not helping her to fight the man. So the whole basic frustration from this entire dream goes back to the point where she is aware of things and he is not aware of things. So it's interesting. Let me check something really quick before I go any further here. I just want to make sure all the streams are working properly. I'm not real sure that a couple of them are online here. Nope, we do not have a connection. So hold on just a minute. We'll see if that fixes it. I'm not confident that it will. Not confident, folks. I'm not confident. Yeah, not confident at all. And the network dropped earlier today, so I don't know what was up with that. And I did a speed check earlier today, and it said everything was good to go. So I don't know what else can you do, huh? What else can you do? Yeah, it's okay. So what that means is later on I'll have to go back and repost again, which we can do. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's get back to this. So I think the crux of that dream is the frustration in her with her husband being unaware of spiritual things and spiritual energies around them, and he's also unaware of times when she needs help, and she has an extreme frustration built up about that. He's not aware and not sensitive to those frustrations that build up within her. So that's what I think the interpretation is with that. I'm checking to make sure this is going okay. So here we go. All right. Let's go back to the QR codes. Let's put up an astral projection one. Here's a scan code for astral projection. That's a big thing to use when you're doing dream working and dream stuff. Now here's another dream that was sent in. In this dream, this person, and this is female, this person, older female, was talking about her work and her beliefs, and she was in a public place and saying, she was kind of giving a speech and saying that I don't care what everybody else thinks, this is my truth. And a man appears there, and he's kind of I guess a TV critic or something, and he's about to criticize her when suddenly he looks at her eyes and he drops his critical statements and moves toward her. Then he grabs her in a sensual way and moves her to a darker area. Then he takes tan-colored panels and moves them in around them, boxing them into a small space together. So then she says, I get the feeling he just wants to be next. He wants to feel me next to him. And the feeling is kind of obsessive. Then it becomes very bright, like one of them is waking up next to a bright ocean, and it's like a blinding light, and then the dream ends. Okay, so that's the dream. We're going to go back and interpret it. And I'm checking for questions or anything here. And Beth says it's freezing up. So well, Beth, I will go back and repost, and hopefully the one on YouTube is not freezing up. So let's hope the YouTube and the restream are doing okay. And you know, my bars for stream health are all good here. So maybe we have some mass problems with the network today. Okay, so let's go back and look at this dream. So this woman is first at a talk about her beliefs in public and saying that she doesn't care what anybody else thinks. And so I get from that she's sort of putting herself out there for people to see. And the man that's there is a well-known critic, and he is about to criticize her until the eyes meet. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul. So I think what has happened here in this particular dream is that the male, or this man, has dream walked into the woman's space. Because I feel like that the connection of the eye thing is sort of an astral connection at the moment that he dream walks into her dream. I have another show about dream walking that I can leave in the description after the show. I can leave in the comments section for you guys. And so he has dream walked into her space, is what I think has happened here. And this takes on a sensual type of context. So I think that his energy is drawn to her for whatever reason. Maybe the resonance is similar, but yet she says the feeling is obsessive. So, you know, if this is a successful, powerful type of person, it could be obsessive. Maybe, you know, that could be the connection. And then it becomes very bright, like one of them is waking up, which I think is exactly what happened. So I think that she is correct. One of the two woke up to a blinding light, and then the dream ends. So my suggestion for this person is to do more protective care around the bedroom at night, and that would be it. Let's see. So Angel, if you would, you can use Messenger on Facebook to message me your dream, and that would be awesome, and we can put that on the show for May. And yeah, just use Messenger. I see that you're already on Facebook, so just use Messenger and you can message that right over to me. Now, here's the important thing that we were going to talk about, dreams. Oh, awesome, Angel. Thank you. Dreams are very, very common. And you know how a lot of people will say, I don't remember my dreams. On average, each person has about 6 dreams per night on average. And most may be lost because we only remember the ones that are at the end of the night, closer to morning, and maybe not necessarily the most important dream of the evening. And this is really important that I want to talk about, is because a lot of my clients will say, when I suggest dream recall, they'll say, well, I remember my dreams when I wake up. Yes, but that's not necessarily the most important dream of the evening. So what they were saying in my research is that dreams are so common, and you have up to 6 a night, and the strongest or the most important dreams are happening during REM sleep. So you have to figure out, at what point in the night do you classically fall into REM sleep. So, like, nobody remembers all the dreams they have, and if you have a particularly bad dream, you're definitely going to wake yourself up maybe and remember that one. So dream recall, this is what I'm harping on tonight. Dream recall can isolate the exact strongest dreams that you're having in the night, and those are the most important ones. And this research I got was from a sleep medicine doctor at Yale, and he says that most people remember their dreams when they're awakened in the middle of the dream, and that's what the key to dream recall is you want to figure out at what point in the night are you having that strongest REM dream. And when you wake yourself up during that time and you record or jot down, real briefly what the dream was about, that's the most important messages from your subconscious to you. Now remember, your subconscious can see and hear things that you can't. And so it can pick up on things during the day that you're not aware of, and it can give you those messages at night. But you have to use dream recall to unlock these. The catch to this is, for you remembering these dreams, that the memory only lasts for a short time unless you write it down or repeat it in your head over and over. There's a good chance that you will still go ahead and forget the dream. That's why it's important to, journal it, write it down. And let's see. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. And I'm sorry, I get distracted with the trolls and I get off of my topic here. Now, when you wake up also matters, because research has shown that people who wake up during REM sleep are reporting more vivid, detailed dreams, whereas people who wake up during non-REM sleep report fewer dreams, no dreams, or dreams of little significance. So the ones that are most significant are during the REM sleep, and so that's why it's important. Even if you are remembering your dreams when you first wake up, that may not be the strongest REM dream that you have for the evening. Let's go over the real kind of basic dreams, dreaming of water, wind, and fire, because those are basic elements. So water is always thought to represent the emotions, and the water in the second dream, where it's the bright light and there's a sound of the ocean, and she feels like that someone is waking up. I think it may represent the male aspect that was dream walking, waking up near an ocean, because I know this person doesn't live near an ocean that sent this in. But water is always thought to represent emotional subconscious aspects and different emotional triangles. So, for instance, if you dreamed about muddy water, that would represent some kind of sadness or some kind of confusion in the emotional area of the life. Let's talk about waves. Hey to Patty Keto and CK Meji. Good to see you tonight. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, we got a lot of trolls tonight. Takes a couple of seconds to get rid of them. So let's look at wind is kind of changes or upheaval. It's sort of an uncertain element. And so when you're dreaming of wind, that can really present like changes are coming, currents, those type of things. So if you have dreams of tornadoes or storms, that's the two elements of water and of wind. So there are a lot of changes that may be happening in the emotional arena. And then fire most often equates to anger or distress, frustration, those type of things. Let me check one more thing here, make sure that we're good. Okay, so for those of you that are on Facebook, after the show, I will go back and I will see if the Restream captured it all. If Restream recorded all of the show, then I will download it and re-upload it to Facebook so that the people who are watching for their anonymous interpretation won't miss out on any of the details. Now I have gotten a request in from a couple of people, and this was interesting. And this is how the shows develop: is people ask me about things, and if there's more than one person that asks about a certain topic, I'll present it on the show. And then what happens is, like, if I get future clients in that I'm talking to and they have the same question, and let's say the 60 minutes is already up for our session that we're doing, then what I can do is send them a link to the video to watch, and that way they still get their question answered even though the end of the session is there. So I have gotten a couple of requests for a show on generational curses. And you're going to be very surprised at the information on generational curses. And I just doled out that to someone this afternoon. I gave them a free document to read about generational curses. And, you know, it didn't require a reading or any, I didn't have to give them a reading. In fact, I just sent them the document for free. And, you know, if it's something simple like that only takes me a minute or two, I don't mind doing that. The information is pretty well free. But if you're interested in generational curses and what it truly means, tune in next Monday and share the information with family and friends that you might think benefit from the show on generational curses for next week. And I will see you then. I hope that you guys have a really fabulous week and a good full moon and prosperous time. And I will see you guys next Monday. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye, guys.